Hello, my name is Nur Shahira binti Muhammad Fauzi. My academic project title is Factors Affecting Residential Preference in Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. This is the content of my presentation. Chapter 1. Background of Study. Introduction. The real estate market is one of the most rapidly growing goods marketplace, attracting large amount of capital. The continuous reconfiguration of the built environment to satisfy society's demand is referred to as real estate development. Next, problem statement. Residential property market play a role as critical mediating factors in stabilizing the nation economics due to its wealth effect. Demand of the real estate property in international housing market has difference because in terms of culture, economic, spatial, and legal structures are also different. Therefore, it is important to know the opinion from professional bodies and the community at large on the most influential factors that affecting the residential preferences. The aim of this study is to exploring the factors that affecting the residential preferences in Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. In order to achieve the research aim, two objectives were set. The objectives are stated as follows. First, to identify the factors that affecting residential preferences. Second, to investigate what are the most factors that affecting residential preferences in Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. Chapter 2. Literature Review. Definition of term. First, residential. According to the Oxford Dictionary, residential can be defined as an area that designed for people to live in, used for housing. Second, preference. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, preference is the quality of liking something over something else. Next, factors affecting residential preferences. First, location. According to the Cindy Liu, the preference of a residential is directly influenced by its location in a city. Second, neighborhood. Oloke et al. State that the most important neighborhood factors impacting preferences is the amount of infrastructure development, followed by the estate plan and quality design. Third, environment. Selma et al. State that preferences is greatly determined by environmental conditions. And fourth, accessibility. According to the Ziaudin et al., the concept of accessibility is crucial to comprehending how transportation and land usage, as well as transportation and land demand, are related. Chapter 3. Methodology. The figure shows a conceptual framework with two types of variable, which is independent variable and dependent variables. Next, research methodology. This study will involve the processing of data using primary and secondary data to describe the quantitative method. First, primary data. Primary data is information that is gathered directly from a data source without having to go via any other sources. It is usually gathered for a specific study topic, but it can also be published publicly and used in other studies. Second, secondary data. Prior to the researcher present needs, secondary data is obtained and recorded by someone else. Secondary data is typically historical, has already been compiled, and does not require respondents or subject to participate. Next, approach of study. In order to attain the research objective, a quantitative technique will be applied in this study. The focus of this research is to gain a better knowledge of the element that influence residential preferences in Kuala Terengganu from the perspective of residents and professional groups. As a result, the respondents are Kuala Terengganu residents and professional group. Next, target population or case study selection. The chosen case study is located in Kuala Terengganu. It is the capital of Terengganu and covers an area of 60,528.1 hectares. Next, sampling. First, sampling techniques. Because this is a non-probability study, the judgment of purposive sampling strategy will be utilized to pick respondents to the questionnaire. The participants in this sampling were chosen based on their knowledge of the subject under investigation. Second, sample size. The sample size for this study are 100 people from Kuala Terengganu resident and professional group. The variables in the conceptual framework were measured using the questionnaire. Chapter 4. Analysis and finding. Respondents' demographic. First, gender. This study has a higher female participation rate as a result. Second, age. 5 age groups were used to categorize the respondent. The group with the highest average age is 30 to 39 years old, which has 38% response. Third, education levels. Of the 100 responses, 40% have a diploma. Fourth, occupation. According to the table above, 46% of the occupation are in the private sector. Fifth, income levels. The highest data, which is 30%, are below RM 1,500 and are between 1,501 and RM 2,500. And lastly, real estate workers. 34% respondent of the 100 people surveyed were in real estate. Next, the perception towards the factors affecting residential preferences. First, location factor. The table shows the frequency for location factor. For the first statement, 70% of respondents choose strongly agree, while 12% agree with the statement. Other than that, 8% selected disagree and also in a neutral position, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the second statement, 56% of respondents choose strongly agree, while 26% agree with the statement. Other than that, 12% are in neutral position and 4% selected disagree, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the third statement, 46% of respondents choose strongly agree, while 28% agree with the statement. Other than that, 12% are in neutral position and 10% selected disagree, while 4% choose strongly disagree with the statement. The table shows the descriptive statistic for the location factors. Second, neighborhood factor. The table shows the frequency for neighborhood factor. For the first statement, 32% of respondents choose agree and in a neutral position with the statement. Other than that, 22% selected strongly agree and 12% disagree, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the second statement, 34% of respondents choose strongly agree and agree with the statement. Other than that, 20% are in neutral position and 12% selected disagree, while none of the respondents choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the third statement, 38% of respondents choose strongly agree, while 26% agree with the statement. Other than that, 24 are in a neutral position and 10% selected disagree, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. The table shows the descriptive statistic for the neighborhood factors. Third, environment factors. The table shows the frequency for environment factor. For the first statement, 34% of respondents choose strongly agree and 28% agree with the statement. Other than that, 26% in a neutral position and 12% disagree, while none of the respondents choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the second statement, 28% of respondents choose strongly agree and 26% are in a neutral position with the statement. Other than that, 24% are disagree and 60% selected agree, while 6% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the third statement, 26% of respondents choose disagree, while 22% strongly agree with the statement. Other than that, 18% are in neutral position and strongly disagree, while 16% choose agree with the statement. The table shows the descriptive statistic for the environment factor. Fourth, accessibility factor. The table shows the frequency for accessibility factor. For the first statement, 40% of respondents choose agree and 36% strongly agree with the statement. Other than that, 16% are in neutral position and 6% disagree, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the second statement, 48% of respondents choose strongly agree and 28% are agree with the statement. Other than that, 16% are in neutral position and 6% selected disagree, while 2% choose strongly disagree with the statement. For the third statement, 38% of respondents are in neutral position, while 28% strongly agree with the statement. Other than that, 20% are agree and 8% selected disagree, while 6% choose strongly disagree with the statement. The table shows the descriptive statistic for accessibility factor. Next, reliability analysis. According to the table, the reliability statistic for each variable are resulted in positive Cronbach alpha scores. This is indicate that each variable is consistent, stable, and positively correlated with the others. Next, descriptive statistic for factors affecting on residential preferences. According to the table, the location factor has the highest mean score and has the most effect on the preferences of residential in Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. It is followed by accessibility, which comes in second, and neighborhood, which comes in third. The fourth ranked factors with the lowest mean score is environment. And the last chapter, which is chapter 5, conclusions and recommendations. Discussions on finding. Frequency analysis was the first technique that the researcher used to look at the relationship between the independent and dependent variable. The analysis finding also revealed that, in terms of an answer, location factors had the highest mean, followed by accessibility, neighborhood, and environment. Second, descriptive statistic. As a consequence, respondents agreed with the factors of location, which is shown to rank first overall, with accessibility coming in the second. The neighborhood is ranked third. Aside from that, the respondents disagree with the environment element is indicated by its last place ranking. Next, recommendation. Prospective property developers are advised to be aware of the locational, structural, and neighborhood elements that significantly affect residential preference in the research area in order to sustain the local real estate market. Doing so will improve the investment marketability and viability. And lastly, conclusion. The study goal is to look at the factors that affect residential preferences. This research resulted in the identification of 4 factors, which is location, neighborhood, environment, and accessibility. The goal of the research were accomplished. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.